first of all, I see some familiar faces, some faces that I don't know. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Pablo René López Deras. I have 4 names, but you can call me Pablo. With me there are other people in the back that are also part of the TEDxYNU team, or licensee. That means the person that is our face to the TEDx organization is Kitty Shot Kamalapirat. You can call him Kitty. And you don't need a weird name to be part of TEDxYNU, we just happen to be. First of all, thank you for coming, taking some time out of your agendas for the interest you have, whether you already know what TED is, what TEDx is, or if you're here to understand a little bit more. I want to thank you because you took that time and you are here today. I hope that you get interest in what we are trying to do and you decide to join us. Before starting my explanation of what is TED, what is TEDx, and what is TEDxYNU, we wanted to show you a small video that is actually made by the TEDx organization that is supposed to be shown before every TEDx event, where they explain a little bit of how a TEDx event happens and a little bit of the rules they have in this kind of events.
From Kenya to Colombia, from Iraq to Korea, in slums, in schools, in prisons, and in theaters, every day people gather at TEDx events around the world to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. Today, you are part of a global conversation about our shared future. So what is this TEDx? TEDx is an initiative of the TED Conference, a non-profit devoted to ideas worth spreading. We grant free licenses to allow TED-like events to spread globally. This event today is based on the TED Conference format and ideals, but is independently organized by your local community. So please make sure to thank the team of volunteers who worked so hard on today's event. It's their ideas, dedication, and time that made it all possible. It's they who booked all the speakers, and the views you'll hear today are, of course, those of those speakers, not necessarily of TEDs. We hope their talks spark an exciting conversation among you. This is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for openness and for critical thinking, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you'll take out. And now, on with the show.
Sorry I'm a little bit sick. Well, as you saw in the video, TEDx has been part of a lot of communities around the world, and it has a lot of different type of events and activities that happen into it. But before looking into what is TEDx, I would like to explain to you a little bit of what is TED. I'm sorry that I don't know why the projector is not showing correctly the part of TED. But a little bit of what is TED. As it says in the video, TED is a conference, it's an organization that is born in California with the idea of creating a space where people can share ideas. That's the original motto, and that's actually the only thing that actually marks what a TED conference is. Okay? As you could see in the video, there are conferences about technical topics like robotics or medicine, as well as other topics that are not that technical, that are presentations. There were martial art presentations, some dance presentations that we could see in those videos. Those are also part of what TED wants to share. They want to have one overall theme, and based on that overall theme, share ideas of people. But sadly, these conferences occur only in some states in America. So, because of that, TEDx is born. As you can see, X means independently organized TED event. This means that each community, be it a large community like the whole city of Yokohama, or a smaller community like in this case TEDxYNU, they decide to make this space where people can share those ideas. Yes? And with this in mind, TED looks to make the TED conferences worldwide. But since they cannot be in every part of the world, every community creates these TED conferences for the community itself, since it knows what is best for the community itself. So, what is TEDxYNU? TEDxYNU is basically our desire of creating this space here in YNU, in our university. Now, why are we doing this? As I said before, the whole idea of this is to share ideas that are worth spreading. We believe that amongst both international community and in the other room, this same conference is being held in Japanese, among the Japanese community too, we believe that we have these ideas that are worth spreading. However, in YNU and in the Kanagawa area, I think only one TEDx has ever been held. So we want to change this. We want to make this environment where people can see other people's idea, can say, oh, I have an idea that is worth sharing, or can go and receive those ideas and maybe you can think something new, you can have some new idea that in next year could be an idea that is worth sharing. So we decided that we want to make this for our university, that it has given us, especially us international students, has given us a lot of opportunities to live a lot of different cultures, a lot of different events, a lot of different, why not all that we learn in our classes. So we decided we want to give a little bit back by creating this space that is TEDxYNU. So, Kitty told me a couple of days ago what will happen if people think this conference, this orientation meeting is to look for speakers. I hope that everyone here knows that what we're trying to look for here is people that want to join the TEDxYNU staff. But if what you desire is you have an idea, that idea that you want to show the world, then you can talk to us too, and we can consider you to be a speaker. But right now I'm going to focus more on the staff, on what we're doing, or how are we organizing ourselves, and what we want to make of this TEDxYNU. First, as you see here, we have how are we being organized. This is based completely on TEDx rules. You can see all these teams in TEDx website. I'm going to go one by one, but they are pretty self-explanatory. First, we have the curator team. As you saw, the backbone of TEDx are the speakers, are the people that are going to present. The curator team are the team that are in charge of looking those speakers, are looking for people that have those ideas, of interviewing them, and of seeing that they have that ability to share that idea. Because sometimes we have those ideas, but we don't know how to share them. So we also need to train the speakers before the day of the event. The designer team is going to be the one that is going to design the face of TEDxYNU. Right now, the posters you have seen have been designed by Kitty himself, but as the event grows larger, that we hope it does, then we need a team dedicated to designing stuff, not only for posters, but also for social media, website, etc., etc. Event management team, this is going to be a team that is going to have not so much work in the first months, but as the event grows closer, they're going to be the ones with the most work. They're going to be the ones that are going to be in the day of the event, seeing that everything goes as smoothly as possible, that people have a seat, that speakers have all they need to give their talk, to make their presentation, to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. Social media team, we have right now profiles that I think most of you have seen on Facebook. We have Twitter too, because Japanese community uses Twitter a lot. We are working with both of these social medias, so we need a team that can be concentrated on managing this media when people start asking, like maybe some of you did, when is this going to happen, what happens if I cannot go, etc., etc. Sponsor and budget management team. This is really important because TEDx is a non-profit organization. We cannot gain anything from TEDx. But obviously, in order to make an event, especially an event that we want to be this big, we need, if not money, at least some other kind of sponsorship, like shirts or audiovisual help, etc., etc. So this is the team that is going to be in charge of looking for those sponsors, looking for people that says, I want to support YNU in doing this TEDx event, and in making sure that we stay within the budget. Video and production team. As you have seen, we have several cameras right now in this room. That is because TEDx, by definition, they ask you to record all the speaks, all the talks that are going to happen in the day of the event and in previous events like today's orientation meeting. And all of this information is going to be uploaded into the TEDx official website. So we need a production team that is going to be in charge of, especially on the day of the event, have cameras for both the audience, the speakers, and to check that everything goes correctly, and post-production of those videos, so we look good not only to YNU, but to the whole TEDx community. And finally, website management team. That is basically the ones that are going to develop a website that is going to be another face for TEDx. So, what have we done and what will we do? This is actually an initiative that is not born right now. This initiative is born around end of November of last year, and we already have a license from TEDx. That is a process that takes around 2 months to get, and we already have permission from YNU to use the YNU name for TEDxYNU. So we've been already working a little bit behind the curtains to get stuff ready before trying to reach onto you for that stuff. That right now what we have to do is to start looking for those people that are going to share their ideas and those sponsors that are going to make the event possible on the day. Oh, I didn't change that. So this is a little bit of humor because yes, we want this to be a great event. We want this to be something that is going to be remembered. We want it to be something that this is going to be the first year for TEDxYNU, but we want people after this year to say, I want to continue with TEDxYNU. We are going to make it this year, but we hope that next year some people that join in later steps of the program want to say, okay, I want to be the licensee now, and I want to be the one that looks for new people, new staff, new speakers, and make a TEDxYNU 2019, and so on and so on. And this becomes a real tradition for our university. That is, I think, a really good tradition. But we also want to do this because we want to have a little bit fun with the community, that sometimes we enclose ourselves with our classes or just doing the same routine every day. So we also want to do this in order to exchange with the community, both with you people that want to be part of the staff of YNU and the people that are going to get there on the day of the event, and the speakers. That it's a great opportunity to meet a lot of great people, I think. So, like I said at the beginning, this meeting is to let you know what is TEDx, what is TEDxYNU, why are we doing this, a little bit of how we are organized, but most importantly, it is to pique your interest so you have that desire to say, we want to be part of this too. We want to be part of this TEDxYNU, the first TEDxYNU ever. So, it's a pretty short presentation about what is TEDx and what is TEDxYNU and what we're doing right now. But I guess since it's a little bit short, there are some questions, there are some stuff that you would like to ask. Right now is the moment to do it.
Are you going to have some sort of equipment so people can apply?
Sorry?
Are you going to have some sort of equipment for the members so people can apply and you can choose or you can accept anybody who applies?
Okay. Right now we are looking to see how many people want to be in each team. Because, say for example, there are 6 teams. If, let's say, all of us that are here present want to be part of the sponsor and budget team, then obviously we're gonna ask some people to either choose another team or skip being part of TEDxYNU this year, because a team too big to manage, it's going to be just more problematic than smaller teams. But then again, I'm not saying that we are gonna do this, that we're gonna tell people to skip. What I'm saying is that we are trying to look how many people want to be in each team. After the meeting, the people that do desire to join us, we have a little list here where we have one of the columns, which team would you like to join? Because we need to take into consideration that each team should have a relevant number of members. For example, the event management team should be a little bit bigger because they should work a lot in the day of the event, and that cannot be only 1 or 2 people. Is there any other question or comment that you would like to make?
So, another question.
Yes.
How long am I permitted for anyone else permitted to work within my TEDx?
How long are you?
I mean, how long it takes for the 1 round? You're gonna make it per semester or per year? Or
Okay, it's sorry, I forgot to say that. The event, right now we already have a date. The event is going to be July 14. So we would expect that if you join right now, you stay with us at least until July 14, that is the day of the event. A little bit more because we would like to make a little bit of reflection on what we did in the year, what we could change to leave that for the next generation. But we are all volunteers here. So if you right now think you have the time to do it, but find out that next semester, because of your classes or I don't know, your work, it gets really complicated, then you can leave at any moment. We're not going to hold it against you.
How often is it going to be held? What's the frequency?
Uh,
Is it an annual event or?
Yes, TEDxYNU, TEDx in general is a yearly event. When they give you a license, the license has 1 year validity, or until you make 1 event. So when you make 1 event, you have to reapply for the license. Is there something else? Also, because it happens to me, if you have any doubt right now that you don't want to say it in front of everyone, or if you think of a doubt after the meeting, you can write to us to the email TEDxYNU team or through Facebook or Twitter. That the Facebook page is the same, TEDxYNU, and the Twitter profile is the same at TEDxYNU. So you can write to us. Usually the people that manage those pages are Kitty and myself. So you're going to be talking with people you already know.
when it's expected to start recruitment?
Sorry?
When it's expected to start recruitment?
Actually, from 5 p.m. today. Yes. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. When we decided to make this orientation meeting, we had a little bit of a problem thinking of whether we should do it right now or not, because it's a little bit weird to do it at the end of the semester, right? But what we thought is, if at least 5 or 6 people join us, we can, with the help of those 6 or 5 people, do something through the spring vacation and start the next semester with already something like a base. So what we're looking for is people that want to work ASAP. right now. But again, you can tell me, because it's vacation, you can tell me like, I want to join, but I am going to have 1 or 2 weeks off because I'm going to travel, etc., etc. It's okay. Like I said, we are volunteers. It's not a full-time job that you're going to have. You're not going to be chained to TEDxYNU. TEDxYNU needs your help. So that's what we're looking for, your help. Yes?
It's not a question, it's like a request or comment.
Yes?
Can you switch the slide to the teams?
Wait a minute. Huh? Yeah.
For example, I used to watch some speeches of TED Talks.
Yes.
But I have never realized that this kind of teams are organizing this, and this is the first time I have ever seen this kind of teams. So, what kind of responsibilities or any requirements to join to these teams? Because, for example, I don't know Japanese language, and it's very hard for me to find some sponsors, for example.
Okay. That's a really good question, actually. We have not yet specified the language we want to make this TEDxYNU in. By the language, I mean the language of the talks.
Yeah.
We have not yet specified it because we didn't know how many people was going to come here, and as of right now, I still don't know how many people got into the other room. But I guess what you will need to do, what you will need to have, it's a little bit more of the desire of doing stuff. Because you said, okay, you want to be part of the sponsor and budget management team, but you don't speak Japanese, so you cannot look for sponsors. But maybe someone on the other room speaks Japanese and English, and he wants to be part of the sponsor team, so you can help him give ideas. For example, why don't we try to look for Uniqlo? Why don't we try to say to the Uniqlo management this, and this? So you don't have to make the talk, but you can give those ideas. And that team also has the budget management, and you don't need to know Japanese. That's crunching numbers. So I think there is a way of working with both communities. That is also something else good that you can take from TEDxYNU, because sometimes we as international students that don't speak that much Japanese, we tend to stay away from the Japanese community. So maybe this is a good time for us to try working together. There are, amongst the TEDxYNU staff, that we like to call the core team, the ones that are already in the staff. There are people that speak both English, Japanese, and people that speak only Japanese. So it is possible to work. Okay, I think most of the inquiries you had have been solved. Like I said, I hope that all of you want to join the team. If you're not sure, we are going to have an online form to do this later. If you, after the talk, after the questions, after everything, you decide, yes, I want to be part of this, like I said, we have some lists here where you can leave us your information, and we will contact you as soon as we start making up the teams. If you have, for example, 2 teams where you would like to be part of, leave them both, because as I said, if we have lots of people in one team but little people in another, then we might start asking who would like to join that other team, because we need to fill at least these positions that we think are necessary for keeping this event on track. So if there are no further questions, I think we can give the orientation for finish. Again, thank you so much for coming today. Again, if you want to join the team, please do so. If you want to talk with me, have another question that you want to talk just with me, I'm going to be here for a while. So, thank you so much.
You didn't tell about the next orientation or next gathering. After choosing the team, for example, when will we, or each team will be gathered alone? Separately.
That's going to be part of how the team manages itself. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to manage the communication with the core team, but my personal idea is that each team should have a leader. That leader should manage the team, and that leader should report to the core team to make things smoother. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's okay, it's in the group one too.
Huh?
It's in the group one. Pass out. And then you need to like pass out.
Should I pass it on? Shouldn't they just come in?
That's true.
I think I got it.
So we go to it or it comes to us?
I told you.
Okay, let's do it your way. Hmm? Can you put it?
Yeah. Yes, I will.
You do?
Have we paid? Have I been paid? I am? That's the thing.
I think the one that doesn't say it is someone else that I'm watching for that. No, but you
He's watching us.
We're now working which I didn't see in
This year is the number of years spent or number of years left or number of hours of your program?
You want master 1, master 2, you want
Sunit, you can